Hello Taurus, and welcome to your monthly reading from the 18th of September till the 18th of October. I have already pre-shuffled the cards, so let's see what your reading brings for you today for the next month. Alright. Perfect. I'm just having a quick overview. So sometimes I tend to look for any major arcana first. And you've got a couple of cards down here. So yes, let's go over everything. So let's dig into where your energy currently is for this month. Now you have the Six of Wands. Now the Six of Wands is public recognition. This could be in work. This is generally outside of family, outside of friends. It could be, maybe it's online, it could be in work, it could do with business, it could do with you setting up your own goals or achievements. You're definitely getting some public recognition for that. For the next month. So I feel that all of your hard work and determination is starting to pay off. Now in the energy crossing you, you have the Sun. Now the Sun is the happiest card in the tarot. So when this is in a crossing position, this leads me to believe that maybe you're thinking quite pessimistic or negatively about something or a certain situation. I'm hearing, let yourself come out to play. So if you've been quite harsh on yourself or quite diligent, then it's definitely a time or an energy just to kind of step into, allow yourself to release and just allow yourself to play more and don't think so critical about the situation or about this month going ahead. In your recent past, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is kind of reaping what you sow. It's all of these seeds that you have planted that are now coming into fruition and coming into harvest, basically. I really like how this deck specifically has depicted this Seven of Pentacles here. And you can see that this figure here is kind of poking the tree to just bringing that life form, or that blood, that life form out of the tree. So it's everything that you have, all of these pieces of the puzzle that you have already planted a seed in is allowing itself to grow. So this could indicate if there has been investments, if there has been property, maybe you've bought some vehicles and now you're possibly renting them out, all these kind of little investments, or that material side of life that you've put in the palm of your hands, you're now collecting or reaping the rewards. And I also feel that this is now becoming more public. This knowledge is now becoming more public. So I definitely feel it's more towards business and all of these little pocket margins that you have created to allow yourself. You're now collecting the coins for that. Moving forward, we have in the near future, we have the Ten of Wands. Now the Ten of Wands is feeling a bit heavy, feeling overburdened, like you're carrying the world on your shoulders. And basically how I see this card is that all of these wands here is everything that you've committed yourself to. But this could be your thoughts, this could be your ideas, this could be business ideas, emotions, other people's emotions as well as your own. This is maybe conversations you've had in work that maybe you don't really agree with. So you're really carrying the burden here, or feeling like you're carrying the world on your shoulders. It's worth just mentioning that you can let this go. You can talk to others around you just to help relieve yourself from the situation. And I'm hearing don't care so much because you're being quite harsh with yourself. So I feel like the spirit is letting me know that. So thank you. In the crown position, we have the Tower. And I definitely feel that this is a change of heart. So maybe something is happening that you completely 180 degrees change your mind about something. I don't feel that this is such a surprise to you. I feel that this is something you've probably worked towards. But you're now getting that new idea, that fresh idea, that change of opinion. And I really feel that this is going to benefit you, especially with the pressure that you have put on yourself so far. In the soul position, we have the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles is, again, very authoritative, very kind of dominant, but willing to see all areas of the puzzle. The reason I mention this is that I think this is more towards business and your finances, what it is that you want to achieve in your career, where it is that you want to be in your near future. And I feel that you're kind of really putting a stance on that and committing to yourself and to what you believe and what you want to create. In the advice position, we have the Eight of Swords. Now, the Eight of Swords is, how would I say it? Now, the Eight of Swords is kind of being stuck in your own mind and not realizing the potential that you have around you. So you're kind of caging yourself into this one-track mind sort of situation. You see the moon here is kind of illuminating this character's head. I'm really feeling that this is more dream orientated as well. So if there's anything that you're dreaming about, you can create that to happen, but stop trying to think so one track mindedly. Definitely making up English, but you don't need to cage yourself in. So the advice here is to try and open your mind more, kind of answer the call, answer your dreams, and it's not so much a one path leads to the one destination. It's many paths that lead to that one destination that you really want to reach. In the external influence, we have the Empress. Now, the Empress is an incredibly nurturing soul, very motherly. Now, traditionally, the Empress is pregnant. So this could also be a creation of something, a birth of life into a new project, a new business idea, and maybe you're getting a new lease of life, shall we say, towards work, or like a second wind. So I believe that the Empress has shown up here to remind you that you can be more nurturing, more so to yourself and to others around you. But I really feel that this is more giving the energy that you can rely on other people more than what you think you can, and just allow them to nurture you as you nurture them. In your hopes and fears, we have the Queen of Swords. Now, I really love the Queen of Swords because for me, the Queen of Swords is very direct, very opinionated, able to say whatever it is that she wants to say, not so much nurturing and motherly, but has a strong female energy, and that's not specifically towards male or female. So she, I feel that maybe you fear yourself in this position, or there's someone in your life that just kind of says it how it is, or maybe that you're kind of worried about asking a friend's opinion or asking the universe something and they're just going to say it how it is, that maybe it will disagree with you. But that's not to say that you have to take that advice, just letting you know. You don't need to take that advice. It's okay to hear it. You don't have to take that to heart. I know that's easier said than done, especially when it is something that you absolutely care about. But you don't need to be in this heavy, burdenous position at the moment. I'm also feeling, because of this negative kind of pessimistic energy, that this is why the Queen of Swords has come up here in the hopes and fears position. When you are already in a certain mindset, this kind of gets reflected back to you. And I don't know, like, for example, if you're in a bad mood, everybody gets there, there's no problem, we're only human. If you're in a bad mood that day, maybe you wake up in a bad mood, didn't quite sleep well, and then there's so much traffic on the road before you get to work that you end up late for work. Then maybe you order food, but maybe whoever's made your food has burnt the food, and all of these kind of things happen in one day. And these are just honestly just reflections that tend to build up when we are already in a specific mood, a specific mindset. The reason I feel that I need to mention that is that sometimes when you don't allow yourself to come out of that mood, you're just very one-minded, shall we say, and very focused, that this is when you attract and carry on that kind of negative energy. However, ultimately, in your final outcome, you have the Ace of Pentacles. I really love the Ace of Pentacles. I really feel that you are definitely on a one direction towards definitely business or finances or a new idea, a new creation. The reason I really love the Ace of Pentacles here is that I feel like you have this direction and you feel passionate about it and you want to take that direction. Yes, there may be some hurdles along the way. However, do not let that stop you, because I really feel that these doors open in order to show you what it is that you really want. Sometimes when you're kind of stuck not in the unknown and not knowing which direction to go for, maybe something happens and you feel like, oh, why did this happen? Like, okay, you make a decision, I want to go to the supermarket today, and then maybe there was a fire at the supermarket, just being super dramatic about something, and then you can't go to the supermarket. And the Ace of Pentacles is in your final outcome. Now, I really love that the Ace of Pentacles is here, because I do feel that, I feel there is more to do with business or working or some kind of material possession, because that's ultimately what the Pentacles represents. However, you've clearly been in this place of harvesting and knowing, and then feeling a bit heavy and burdened about something. I think this is mostly your ideas, or maybe feeling like there's too much choice as well. The Ace of Pentacles is here to show us that you are absolutely going, whatever you invest your time into, you are going to succeed with that. So whether this is a new idea, whether this is a passion project, whether this is co-working with somebody and creating something, you've got so many opportunities that you can absolutely make this happen. So whatever it is that you want to grow financially, if this is independence, if this is you starting your own business, you absolutely have that ability to create that idea and to make that grow. I would love to pull a clarifying card as well, just for your final outcome. So you've got the Ace of Pentacles along with the Queen of Pentacles. So I really feel that you are nurturing and being more independent and taking your finances more independently and creating that bloom within this factor of life, which I think is really, really marvelous. There's also a level of nurturing energy here as well. And I love how, okay, these are two completely decks, but look how these moons are exactly the same. And this could be significant more for the moon cycle. You see that these horns here kind of represent the same shape of the moon here. This could represent the moon cycle, but it could also represent that, the illumination within the darkness. If you have been feeling a bit down, if you have been feeling a little pessimistic about things, there is always light in that darkness, and ultimately you will always lead towards that light. So keep doing whatever it is you're doing. Try not to let your own energy and yourself get in the way of your big ideas and your master plans. I really think this is a super beneficial, incredible reading, to be honest. There's definitely a lot of work, a lot of independence. There is a very strong message here as well, which I quite appreciate. So let me know what you think. I'd love if you could like, share, or subscribe to this video. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye, Taurus.